Hey everybody, Glenn here with a quick episode of Deviation Sports Cards. So today, being Easter, I figured it'd be a good time to post this video. So we're going to be doing a CSG submission. My wife works here at the local chiropractor's office, and she met a woman that had recently lost her husband, and he had I'd call it a mostly junk wax collection. But she was looking for someone to help out selling the cards or buying the collection because they're getting ready to move out of state. So my wife told me about it, and I was able to reach out to her. And unfortunately, like I said, most of it was junk wax, but I'm trying to help her maximize the value she can get out of these cards. So what I'm going to be doing is he had a couple. Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck cards, which we all know these come back in high grade. They are worth a decent amount, so we'll see if we can help get a decent amount out there, or a decent amount out of these. Now, I did take a look at these. I do think this one here has a shot at getting a 10. The centering on it is right on the borderline of 10 grading. And then the other one, I would say, is probably more likely in the 9 range, but still would sell for more than it would raw. So essentially, I'm just going to go through the process of how I package these up, but I'm also doing this so she can see me getting the cards ready, because like I said, she may be out of state by the time I get these things back. I wish I could get this thing to focus. Give me a second. There we go. So yeah, I thought it would just be fun for her to be able to watch the process and see how things go. So essentially all we're going to do here, we got just 2 cards. I'm going to send them in on a standard order. So what I do is I buy these pre-made 6x4x4 boxes. I'll just put 2 pieces of bubble wrap in the bottom. Take the 2 cards, get them put in their card savers, plastic sleeve or penny sleeves. I always put these stickers on to make it easier for the graders to get them out of there. Take my 2 pieces of cardboard, put the 2 cards in between. I've already got my my submission paperwork ready. So I just take those, put them in between the cardboard. I'll take my folded up submission form, put it on there as well. It says to use rubber bands, so I'll take a couple rubber bands to hold these together. Gets tight enough rubber bands that you hold it together, but not so tight that it's going to compress the cardboard and damage the cards. So pretty much get it just like that. Take it, stick it in my box. Got a couple more pieces of bubble wrap. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this in one of these pieces of bubble wrap. Stick it down in there. Just a little bit more bubble wrap on top. And it looks like we got room for one more piece of bubble wrap in there. I want to make sure it's packed tight, but not so tight that you're going to damage anything. Look at that folded up, stuck in there. Should be good. I'm going to close the box up. Already got my shipping label printed out, so we're just going to stick that right on top. I like to use I just use UPS on an order like this size, just because, I didn't see any reason to really do anything extravagant beyond that. I'm just going to go ahead and get this label down on here nice and tight. Always like to put one right over top the tracking barcode just in case. Another thing I will do when I have these boxes, you can see they have these corners here where there might be some exposure. So I will always put an extra piece of tape kind of over that, like such, and then kind of fold it over onto the top like that. And then when I put that other piece of tape over across the middle, it'll secure those little flaps down. And then we don't have to worry about anything getting in there. These things, God only knows what the post office does with this stuff half the time. So I want to make sure that it's as watertight as possible, because we don't want any water getting in there. And there we go. That's pretty much as simple as it can be. Actually, I might go ahead and put a little more tape on that side, just to straighten out that corner there as well. Trying to not create a huge amount of noise in this video. I know sometimes the mic picks up some noises like that and makes them just deafening. So we'll go ahead and get this thing. It can never be too secure, that's what I say. So get this bad boy on there, and there we go, ready to go off to CSG. So I'll be taking this to the mailbox tomorrow, dropping it off. I did send this in on a standard order because I'm trying to get it back as quickly as possible. So I'll definitely post a video on here so you guys can follow along and see how it goes and see what we can get on these things. So, that's really it. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I would like to say, in the spirit of Easter, I guess, the hobby, we all have, our collections, and we've got, a lot of stuff going on. I know personally, if something were to happen to me, my wife is not in tune enough with what's going on to know what my collection is worth. And maybe that's something I should prepare for. But I would say, people out there in the hobby that know what's going on, if you run across a situation like this where you have an opportunity to help somebody out, instead of, there's two ways of doing it. You can buy the collection off of them as cheap as possible and try to turn a profit for yourself, or you can try to help them out to maximize, the amount of money they can get out of it, especially when they're going through difficult times. So I would challenge, those of you out there that are buying collections to maybe consider that the next time you get an opportunity to buy a collection, especially if it's a situation like this. Now, there's always going to be those situations where someone just wants to get rid of it and doesn't want to deal with it. And by all means, if that's the case, buy the collection up. I'm not saying I would do anything differently, but it's a niche little hobby. We all, work together, try to get each other the best deals, and in a day and age where it seems like it's more about how much you can get, depending on the situation, as opposed to just helping one another out. I would encourage people to try to help one another out a little bit more. So I'm not going to get on a soapbox any bit more than that, but we're going to send these bad boys in. Like I said, we're going to do it on a standard order. Actually, I'm glad I just said that because I forgot to mark it. I will say, if you are sending stuff in the CSG and you're sending anything higher than a economy order, make sure you write I think it's ST for standard, maybe EX for express. I think there's even another one for walkthrough, maybe WT or something like that. Put that on the box, because I do believe they decide how they open these boxes when they get them, based on that on the side. So if you don't write anything on there, I think they're pretty much going to assume it's a bulk order, and it's probably going to be one of the last boxes to get opened up. So with that being said, guys, hope everybody enjoyed their Easter, and hopefully in a couple weeks we'll get these back and we'll unveil them. And then once we see what grades we got, is assuming we get hopefully better than 8s on any of them, which would pretty much then just sell for raw. We're going to pop these bad boys on eBay and see what we can do. So thanks for watching. Please, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time. Happy Easter, everybody.